Today on Mix Tips are Easter egg pops. So much fun, little eggs, bunnies, chicks. So cute on the outside and gorgeous velvety cake on the inside. So much fun to make for your family and friends. It's so easy, you could do it. Let me show you how. Click on the link and I'll see you there. Hey, it's Vicki, welcome back. Let's make some cake pops and have some fun. Starting with the cake, we're gonna use Duncan Hines. It's the best if you're gonna use a box cake, or you could use your own favorite recipe. I'm gonna make it like it says on the box. Eggs. Melted butter. Some water. Mix that up to break up the yolks a little bit before you put in the mix. And the mix. This is your secret weapon. Splash of lemon, makes it nice and fresh. It's not gonna taste like lemon, it's just gonna taste fresh. If you wanna add some extra eggs to make it richer, go ahead. They're just a little expensive, it's just really not worth it. You don't get that much of a difference. Same with the milk and the water. If you exchange your water for milk, it's just not that much of a difference. But the lemon, you get a really good bang for your buck. Totally worth it. Don't over mix. Lumps are good. Yummy. Come on, you know you do that. I'm actually gonna microwave it on medium power for about 7 to 8 minutes. Microwaving it, especially for cake pops, is great because you don't get that caramel on top. That'll mess up your cake pop. More on that later. Just keep checking it and you'll notice it comes out. There's none of that caramelization on top. Nice and spongy. And toothpick comes out clean. And you know it's done. Now we're just gonna let it cool completely. It'll probably take about an hour. And now that we're all cooled, we're just gonna mix it all up. Until it's like a crummy texture. And it's okay if I have cake all over the counter. This is easier to do. I'll clean later. And I'm gonna use a store-bought icing, about half of it, but I'm gonna start with a little less than half and see how it goes. Or you can use your own buttercream frosting. It's just you only need to have a cup, and I got stuff to do, so I'm just gonna use that. I'm gonna test it with my hands. Look how soft and fluffy that is. Beautiful. I don't want to overmix it, so I'm gonna finish it up with my spatula. Look at how beautiful that cake is. Just making sure that there's no cake pieces that don't have frosting and no pieces of frosting that don't have cake. Got to get all the way on the bottom there. That's the consistency you're looking for, kind of like a Play-Doh. Looks great. Tastes really good too. You want to line a cookie sheet with wax paper or some parchment paper so we don't have any sticking. And I'm going to go ahead and use an ice cream scooper so they're all the same. I'm going to fill it all the way up. And then make little balls. See, it should stick together. Beautiful. You don't want to overdo it. I'm just going to roll it in the palm of your hands until you have a ball. And that's great for your egg pop if you just want to make a ball. But we're making egg shape, so I'm going to kind of make it egg shape by turning my hand in a little. Until you have an egg shape. If it's not perfect, that's okay. It'll look like an egg when it's decorated. To make the bunny, you're gonna do the same thing. Drop a piece. Roll it into a ball, just like you did for the egg. So let's see, you have cake pop. Egg. And now we're just gonna take it a little further until it looks like a little grenade. And this is going to be our ears. We're going to cut it about halfway down and then just separate it a little bit. If you find that your ears, like, see it's cracking there, that's just because actually my dough is still a little bit warm because I'm impatient. Patience is a virtue. I'm gonna put it in the fridge just for a minute so it's not so warm, but you get the idea. Now into the freezer for about a half hour till they set. For the chocolate, you're gonna want these little melts. They're much more easier to work with than regular chocolate because they're based with oil, not cocoa butter, so you'll get a better result. Still a little tricky, so let me give you the tip on those. You're gonna do what it says on the bag. It's 1 minute at 50% power. Stir, 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 and then at 30-second intervals, keep stirring. One thing it doesn't tell you is feel the warmth on your bowl. That residual heat is gonna continue to melt the chocolate. So just keep stirring until your cup is not real hot anymore. It'll give you a more accurate feel of the chocolate. See, we're at a good consistency now. I still have some lumps, so I might put it in just for another like 5 seconds. And I like to use a deep glass because we're gonna dunk it all the way in. So I have a little popsicle stick. You can get them at the dollar store or Walmart. Well, actually, I'm gonna make a little hole in the bottom first. About this far through, about 3/4. Yeah, and then we're gonna dip it. This is gonna be our glue, so this stick will stay on. And because these are cold, it's going to harden pretty quickly. Make sure you have somewhere for it to go. And dip it all the way in, give it a roll till it's completely covered. Shake it very gently while you roll so it looks pretty. Got this at the dollar store too. Let's do a bunny. One box will make about 2 dozen. Work in batches because you want these to stay nice and cold. See how the deep bowl is really your best bet to get really good coverage. You can see the bunny. And just be patient with it because it could go from nice and creamy to back to hard if it actually gets too hot. If that happens, make sure you save a little of the melts to the side because if it does get too hot, you got to cool it down real fast. That's a good way to do it. Or I also have some shortening too in case I need it. That's going to help thin it. It'll also cool it down if it's too hot. Just don't put it back in the microwave until your glass is cool. Super, super, super important. So now I'm going to do, that looks lovely. Nice and pory. Oh, I put it back in the freezer. Yeah, keep them in the freezer. Because if they get too warm, then they'll be like fall aparty on you. Let's go make a pink one. Oh, and I twist the stick when I put it in case you wanted to know. The colors are easier to work with. If you get a little crack, it's because you're dipping like freezing cold into hot. That's okay. It's just your home. If you're gonna do sprinkles, let's do them here. Cause it's Easter egg. Sprinkle. Oh, that's too many. There we go. Pretty. When you're all done doing your bunnies, we'll do a little swirl with the rest of the white. Some yellow on top of that. And then some pink. And do a little swirly action like this. Not too much. Now, something very controversial is I'm gonna go ahead and use some food dye, and it's not gonna react well with the chocolate, but it just makes this really, really cool swirl. You have to do it at the end though, because you probably won't be able to do the chocolate after. I mean, it'll give you a couple of goes before it messes up, but it gives you this really cool swirl. I'll show you. See that? Really cool. Oh, it's getting hard quickly. Cool. To decorate our eggs, I have a bowl of warm water that I put in the microwave. Hey, there's a little sprinkle in there. We don't need you. And this is gonna be like our palette. I have a couple of brushes here of different varying sizes. I'm gonna put some pink on here. Now the warm water is just going to keep our colors palatable. Keeps them nice and runny for us. A little yellow. No, that's too much yellow. And a little blue. Now I didn't have blue, so you could tell the difference. It's more goopy than the others. That's what happens when you use a water-based color. But for our purposes today, that'll be fine. Hindsight, maybe I should have got a blue. It'll be okay. I also have some drawing coloring pens. Just go ahead and use your imagination. This is the fun part. I'm gonna go ahead and make the bunny first. Now we're just gonna be painters. And when you're painting with chocolate, your kids are gonna love this. When you're painting with chocolate, it's gonna be by drops. You'll say practice, you'll get it. Just have fun with it. It's Easter. Enjoy your kids. Make an omelet with all of the eggs that you've saved. It's tastier anyway. All right, I think that's good. Of course, we're gonna make a little bunny nose. When we were doing our practicing, I couldn't decide whether to go whiskers or no whiskers for the bunny. So let's just go with the whiskers. Just pull them out a little bit. I'm going to use one of these little pins for the eyes. funny. For the baby chick, we're gonna start by getting some extra yellow. Stay over here for his little chickie wings. Mix together yellow and blue, because you remember it makes green, right? He's in the little chickie nest. And start on the bottom and pull it up. I'm gonna make layers, so I'm gonna wait till that dries a little and then make the next layer. So cute and so much fun. Let me get the bunny ears first, of course. Look at how velvety it is inside. So creamy. I hope you like my video, because I sure love making them for you. And I make more like these every week. So ring that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I'll see you next time.